is the Killer Comics Final Order Cutoff.
Hold on. We got to do an intro.
Final Order Cutoff. Killer Picks.
Final Order Cutoff. Killer Picks.
We really need to work on that intro.
Yeah, I'd say so.
We really need to work on that intro.
Yeah, that was fucking awful.
Guys, Final Order Cutoff. Not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people who are new into the comic collecting world. No, a lot of people know that are into the comic world, as it were. They always miss out on those comics that they want to pick up before the speculators, the people who flip them, get it, and they have to go on eBay or the secondary market to pick them up. So what I thought I would do is try and pick. On this occasion, this is my top 5 books for Final Order Cutoff that I think you guys should be considering to pick up. So Final Order Cutoff is normally on the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then it's normally the Monday that your local comic shop, will have to be able to order these books up before they go to final print to each of the publishers. So whoever your local comic shop is, you just have to tell them either the name of the book, or make it even easier for them. You can actually give them the reference or code for that particular comic, and they will be able to order that up for you. And that will make sure that you get it, and that you don't miss out on it, and you don't have to pay huge amounts of money. Tom, how many books have you missed out on in Final Order Cutoff and then realised that, it's either the first appearance of a character, then it goes ballistic?
Before or after I owned my own shop?
Well, that's true. Yeah. Did you find, listen, you've obviously owned a comic shop. Did you find that a lot of people pre-ordered books?
So what I found is exactly what you just said, basically, is that not a lot of people know that there is a final cut-off to your pre-orders. So when you're looking through your previews magazine and you're like, oh, do you know what? I would really like that comic. If you don't order it there and then wait for it for a couple of months, you're not going to get it, because the final cutoff is about a month before it comes out, or a month and a half before it comes out. So if you don't order it pretty much straight away, you're going to lose out on it. And for instance, put it this way. So when the Patrick Gleason dropped the web head covers for Amazing Spider-Man 55, that went under the radar, and not a lot of people pre-ordered it. But when it came out, people went mad for it. And then it ended up in a second print and a third print. And then people went mad for it after that. But because people didn't order it, those first few that came out, it's a very sought after book because it's a low print run.
Exactly.
So I would suggest, guys, if you're looking through a book and you're like, okay, that sounds like it's going to have a new character in it, get it, order it, pre-order it, because it's well worth doing.
And from an LCS perspective as well, is that it gives them the comfort and security that someone's ordered that book, as opposed to just on a whim ordering 10 issues and 9 of them sit in their back issue bins, because that's effectively that's the worst thing for an LCS, because that's just dead stock eventually. So go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, and the other thing with the whole ordering it thing is you get I had a few cases with myself as a comic shop owner where I'd get to final cut off. I'd put it on my Instagram. This is the final cut off of these books, or I'd announce it on Not Quite Mint, the YouTube channel, and then no one would get in contact with me. And then the book would come out, and people would be like, "Oh, can I get this book? And can I get that book?" And you're like, "No, I can't get it for you." And they're like, "Oh, well, you're a shit comic shop." No, I'm not a shit comic shop. You probably should have just pre-ordered it like everyone else should do. But it's down to the fact that I think previews, really, when you order a previews book, I think it should say in the little comment section, order it by this date. So people know that they've got a cut-off time.
And to be fair, the previews catalogue is, 500 pages? It's a thick beast. And it's not the easiest thing to go through and be able to pinpoint those books that you want to do. So this is the reason why I brought up this slide. So Final Order Cutoff and your previews and your Connect and your Marvel previews are completely different, okay? So previews, Marvel previews and your DC Connect, they come out once a month, and they preview all the comics that are going to be coming out for the next 3 months in advance. So if you take previews issue 405 for June, that'll be everything that's coming out in August, September time. So that'll be everything coming out in 3 months time. So
anything in that book will be coming out in August.
And the same for Marvel previews and the same for DC Connect. So Marvel previews and DC Connect, you can go into the Marvel and DC website and just download that for free. The previews catalogue, it actually costs you, or if you're in your LCS, they normally have a copy of it there for you to look through. So I definitely highly recommend that you do that. And what we're actually planning as part of the Killer Comics show is to maybe do a monthly show, one-off monthly show where we actually pick our top picks from the previews catalogue, and we are going to work with one of our sponsors.
We did it once for the Not
We've done it once,
show.
yeah, and it lasted like 3 hours. So we're going to condense it and just do our top picks as opposed to go through everything. And hopefully, if we work with a sponsor, we'll be able to offer some of our viewers maybe a little bit of a discount, or we can send them a direct link so they can go and just order it there and then if they see something that they like. So we're working on that at the minute. So stay tuned for that, and that'll be the killer previews that we'll be doing. So that should be fun.
The other thing with final cut-off, guys, that you must remember is it's not a final cut-off on trade paperbacks and hardcovers.
Yes.
Those you can continue to order until they stop printing them. So, and that's where the confusion comes from, I think, is because people are like, oh, well, I can get the trade paperback. Well, yeah, you can, but you can't get the single issues once they've stopped doing it.
100%. Yeah, no, 100%. No, see, wisdom, absolute wisdom. They're little nuggets of wisdom. I love it.
Mate, it's from owning my own shop.
There we go. There we go. There's not much you don't know. But Final Order Cutoff. So this is for, I've picked some books that are Final Order Cutoff this Monday, this weekend. So if you want to make sure that you pick these up, speak to your LCS, go online, do whatever it is you normally do. Go to Galactic Comics, which is one of our sponsors, and I'm sure that they'll have it on their website, and you can pick it up and tell them that the Killer Comics show sent you, if you so wish. But my first pick, without further ado, is Stillwater issue number 14. It's just funny, we've just reviewed issue number 13. Issue number 14 is up for Final Order Cutoff. Obviously, you know, it's Chip Zdarsky, Ramin K. Perez, and then you'll see here, I've put the code. This is the previews code, APR220242. If you're able to provide that to your LCS, they'll know exactly what to do with that code to be able to make sure they pick up the right book. And if not, just give them the name, the issue number, maybe who it's published by, and there should be no problem you picking that up. So obviously, for obvious reasons, I think this is a book that everybody should be picking up, and it should be on their pull list. The last 13 issues that we've reviewed have been fantastic. Tom, is this one that you think we'll be reviewing for sure?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think this is going to continue to be a book that we pick every time it comes out. If something else doesn't clash with it, for sure. And I think this issue 14, is going to completely blow it open because of what we were left with at the end of issue 13. So I 100% recommend picking this up, guys.
100%.
I can see Stillwater becoming a TV show.
Without doubt. No, it's primed and like everything. It's got all the ingredients to be a really fantastic show. Especially with the little twists and turns that we've seen within the comics. So yeah, no doubt. I think this is going to be a killer issue. So that's Stillwater issue number 14. My second pick out of the 5 was IDW Publishing, Dark Spaces Wildfire issue number 1. So this is a Scott Snyder book, written by Scott Snyder and artwork by Hayden Sherman. Again, I put the code there, and it's going to have like a suggested retail price of sort of just under $4. So it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. So 6 weeks into the slow burn of the historic Arroyo fire, a crew of women from an inmate firefighting program are risking everything on the front lines where their newest recruit, a white-collar convict with a deep network of shady dealers, discovers they're mere miles from our crooked former associate's mansion. When she proposes a plan to abandon their duties and hunt for richer under cover of smoke and ash, the team must decide if they're ready to jeopardize their own sure path back to normalcy for a shot at a score that would change their lives. But in this, a flicker of fortune and a deadly trap, Scott Snyder and breakout artist Hayden Sherman craft an unforgettable heist for a new age in Dark Spaces Wildfire. And I thought of you when I read this. Not that you're doing heists and stuff like that, Tom, but just with the fireman element, I think this is a book.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'd read this, to be fair.
Was this on your radar before?
It is, mate, yeah. Especially because it's Scott Snyder. And like you said, it's to do with firefighting, so I was all over it. Definitely,
100%. And I know that there's some really nice covers that are out for this as well. So that's cover A, the main cover. And what I've done is I've picked the 4 other covers that I liked as well. So we've got cover B by Andrea Sorrentino, cover C by Liana Kangas. My favourite is cover D by Tula Lotte. And cover E is a blank cover as well. And you'll notice that depending on which cover you want to buy, guys, for Final Order Cutoff, it has a different reference number. So just make sure that whatever cover you want to buy, that that you're obviously giving them the right reference number.
I think cover B is my favorite.
The Liana Kangas one, yeah. And the thing is, I believe all these covers are just like normal retail covers. There's not like any retailer variants or exclusive or anything like that. So, you know, you're going to be able to pick these up for $4, which is absolutely superb. So there we go. That's my second pick. Third pick is a little bit different. I know X-Men.
Wow.
You know, yeah. I'm blowing people's minds here. I went for X-Men Hellfire Gala issue number 1. I believe this is just a one shot. I'm hoping it is because that $7.99 suggested retail price would suggest that it is. And this is written by Jerry Dugan, and there's various artists on this, so I think it's different stories in this book. And the first thing they lead with on this one is a new team is revealed. So at last year's gala, mutants changed the face of the solar system, terraforming Mars and claiming it for mutant kind. Do you think they can afford to miss this year's gala? All contained in this one oversized issue. I thought this sounded pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you know what's really cool about these Hellfire Galas? Is it gives the artists a chance to design outfits as if it was like a Vogue magazine or like a fashion week. And some of the stuff that people are doing is just incredible. I mean, that David Nakayama cover is quality.
Listen, some of these covers are absolutely spectacular. I think this is going to be a book where there's going to be lots of retailer exclusives, and I'm sure David could probably confirm this, but I'm not entirely sure if this is like a retailer exclusive because this comes as like the trade, and then there's a Virgin variant as well of that one.
Yeah, it will be. I think David does tend to work exclusively with Unknown Comics.
Right.
So I'm assuming that would be an Unknown Comics exclusive.
And ABZ is just giving us some knowledge here. Uncanny X-Men Volume 1, Issue 132 for the first Hellfire Club. There we go.
Awesome.
For all you speckers. So, yeah, we've got a few covers for this one. We've got the Carlos Gomez promo cover. We've got the Nick Dragotta cover. We've got the David Nakayama cover, which is absolute fire. And we've got another superb cover by Art Germ as well for this one. Again, all the codes are there if there's any of those covers that takes your fancy, but definitely get your final order cut in before Monday. The sooner the better if you want to make sure that you can pick up these covers.
Hell yeah.
Okay. We're going okay so far, I think. We've got this is a bit of a wild card for me, and this was just a pure cover pick. Now, I am subscribed to DC versus Vampires, so I think it's up to issue number 6 of 12 issues. But this is a one-shot that's coming in, like they do this all the time. So this is DC versus Vampire Killers, issue number 1, written by Matthew Rosenberg and artwork by Mike Bowden. And this was just a pure cover buy because of the Todd McFarlane homage cover. What do you think, Tom?
I love it. I love a good homage cover, and I love the fact that this is a Todd McFarlane homage cover. So both his Batman cover and his Spawn cover.
Spawn cover as well, yeah.
But this book is going to be a killer key in about 3 weeks' time.
Right.
So, because this is the Harley Quinn story from the DC Vampires Killers. This is her story, the Harley Quinn story, and it's a first appearance of a I don't know whether it's Harley's mom or Harley's sister that is going to be making an appearance. I've got some notes on it somewhere, but yeah. So Harley's sister as a vampire or mom is about to make her first appearance in the DC universe period, like ever.
So there's another reason to get your final order cut off for that. I think especially this is the cover B, I believe. I think there's 2 covers that I've seen. So this is cover B. This would be the one that I'd definitely be going for. And I think this is probably, as you say, because it's a killer key and because it's that homage, I think this is one in the secondary market that will instantly go up as soon as the final order cut off is passed. Yeah. So yeah, that's DC versus Vampires Killers issue number 1. And I think my second to last book here is Behemoth issue number 1. This is Chris Kipniak on writing and J.K. Woodward on art. And this is from Black Caravan. This took my fancy. The cover just jumped out at me and just, it's another horror kind of a feel about it. So Teresa is horrified to wake up and find she's turning into a monster. She learns she's not the only one when the government throws her into a detention camp with others going through the same transformation. Surrounded by beasts, Teresa tries to hold on to her humanity by training to become a government weapon as part of Project Behemoth.
Oh, nice.
I thought that sounded.
Reading that, to be fair.
Yeah, if this like Behemoth, Black Caravan books are ones you're probably going to have to order up from your LCS, because I'm not entirely sure how many people are going to be, how many they're going to be stocking of this. But I just think the synopsis sounds fantastic. It's right up my street. So yeah, definitely pick that up. That's code MAY221281 for Behemoth issue number 1. And I wanted to end with a little trade paperback, because that's how we roll, Tom. So
that's how
not
we roll,
only,
mate. Oh yes.
Listen, not only do we do single issues on the Final Order Cutoff, but there's also Final Order Cutoff for trade paperbacks and hardcovers. And I went for Noctera Volume 2, Pedal to the Metal, which is going to be 144 pages, just under $17. You know this book, guys. We've pretty much read and reviewed every single issue, written by Scott Snyder, art by Tony S. Daniel. And this will collect issues number 7 to 11. And it also include the Noctera special, Blacktop Bill, which we also reviewed, I believe. I think you guys reviewed. I think I missed that one.
Yeah, I think you missed that one. He was off that
I think Charlie will be all over this book. I know that for a fact. And I know, Tom, you love it. Is this one that you think you'll be picking up?
Oh yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. I think I think Noctera was one of my first picks, the first issue, and I've read every single one and I've loved every single one. So yeah, I will be picking up these as the trades, but I'm picking them up as the hardcovers rather than the trades. So I like
nice. Okay. Yeah, definitely. No, 100%. I just can't wait until, like, you know, when a big omnibus of this comes out, where it's got them all. I think I'd rather have that, sit down, nice hardback, cup of coffee, boom. Yeah, I love it.
Mate, if you can finish an omnibus with 1 cup of coffee, you're impressive.
A big mug, a big jug.
Like 12 cups of coffee in 1 cafetiere.
Just buzzing. Alonso saying here that the McFarlane homage looks great. Absolutely. Alonso, I expect to see that on your cover show that you do. Guys, definitely go and sub up to those guys, because they review different covers for each week. And some of the reviews are absolutely fantastic. So I expect that cover to be on it. And Alonso's also saying the Behemoth cover is horrifying in a good way. Yeah, it had that Sea of Sorrows feel about it, Tom. I don't know if you agreed. Yeah, I definitely had that sort of feel about it. But that was the Final Order Cutoff top picks. Tom, did that meet your expectations? Were you happy with that, buddy?
I was very happy. I'm very surprised. Very, very happy, mate. I think you did a very good job. I very much liked what you picked, and I think you've picked some really good comics that are out there for pretty much a broad range of people. Lots of comics that people might not know are about, and lots of stuff that people might, want to get on before they can't get on it. So yeah, brilliant. Well done, mate.
Hopefully we'll be doing this every week if I can be bothered to put the slides together. So hopefully this is going to be a weekly segment, as long as Tom and Charlie's happy with it. And if there's any books that you guys want to put into it, because I'd like you to do a manga book that's coming out if you